This video is on Employer on the Go, the home slash dashboard screen view, and the functionality of it. All right, let's get into it. All right, so once you have been granted access to Employer on the Go by your payroll provider, you will be able to log in, accept the terms of use, create security questions, and then you will see the dashboard view, also known as the home screen. Let's go through each item on the home screen. Before we get started, though, I do want to make note that your screen may look slightly different from the one I am showing you here, just depending on what your payroll provider has and has not provided you access to. So keep in mind, if you do not see an icon here, it just means that your payroll provider does not need you to be able to use that feature. All right, let's get started. So up in the top right, we have My Account. My Account is where you as the client can go in and update any of your information. So your password, right here, you can update your business phone, your security questions, your address. That is the My Account screen. We'll take you right here. The next button you have is support. Support is where you can reach out to your contact at your payroll provider's office to be able to ask a question. So, for example, if I needed help with payroll, I would type that in, set up what priority it is, and then type in what my question is. I need to enter uh, bonuses for employees and want help. All right, and then you'll be able to continue down bottom. And then that will go to the email address of your payroll rep at your payroll provider's office, and then they will reach out to you with assistance. So that's the support button. The next button is the help button. The help button is where you can go to search the catalog for what you need to know. So I always say before you send an email to your payroll provider for help, search our help files for what you want to know. So for example, if my question was entering bonuses, I could go here, type in entering payroll, and let's see, I can check number 2, and then it walks me through how to enter payroll. If I had questions on viewing reports, I could search reports. Let's see, number 3, reports, and then it'll go over what reports I'm looking at, what it looks like, screenshots, and what I'm doing. So this is always the first line of defense as a client before I reach out to my payroll provider with assistance, is to use the help file. Log out is what will take me out of Employer on the Go when I'm done completing whatever I need to complete. All right, and then underneath that is the welcome sign. This is welcome, and it will say your name. And then next to that will be each company that you have access to. So if you only have access to one company, you will not see the drop down listed here. If you have access to multiple companies because you own multiple companies or process payroll for multiple companies, they will be showing in the drop down so that you can toggle between each company that you are responsible for entering data for. All right. And then underneath the welcome message is going to be what we call the navigation menu. The navigation menu is what houses home, company, employees, etc. Okay. Underneath the navigation menu are your views. And you have several views. You have your dashboard view, which is just the home view. You have your payroll and HR calendar, which will show you the next date that your payroll provider is expecting your pay information. It'll be show any next pay dates. It'll show any holidays for your company and any banking holidays, which is when the Federal Reserve is closed. And then you also have your charts and graphs view. Your charts and graphs view will give you a visual representation of any of these statistics that you wish to track. So, for example, right now I am tracking the employee type, how many hourly versus salaried employees I have. It may be how many hourly, salaried, and commission employees I have, but I can see on my company I have 6 hourly employees and 4 salaried employees, and I can change these graphs anytime. So, for example, if I wanted to look at wages by department, I would just click the drop down, wages by department, and then I can select the time period that I want to see it for. I am going to say that I want to see all of August. So from August 1st to August 31st, and then I can see it as a pie chart. So I can see that by far the office employees make more or get more of the pie than the field employees. Okay, so those are the views. And now going back to the dashboard view so I can see the home screen. Underneath the views are shortcuts, and shortcuts are the most important items that you are going to use as a client. So the shortcuts are just pulled from the navigation menu. What I mean by that, this enter payroll is the exact same as this enter payroll. This view employees in the shortcut menu is the exact same as employees and contractors in your navigation menu. This add employees is the exact same thing that you would do under employees and contractors. This quick reports is the exact same quick reports that is under the navigation menu. So it's just pulled out so that you can get to the things that you need to do most faster. Okay? Next on the home screen is key information. Key information is a quick at a glance view of what you have coming up for the company. So it's going to show you the next time payroll, the next pay date for your company, how often you process, when the period end is. It's going to show you any new employees that have are going through onboarding, any employees that have requested time off, any employees that have set up require because they've already gone through onboarding. Underneath that, you have a spot for tasks. Tasks are things that you have issued to employees if employees have been set up with access to My Employer on the Go. And you can watch videos on My Employer on the Go as well. So tasks are things like return the company issued cell phone to your direct supervisor, or a task may be update your W-4 and give it to me. Anything that you want employees to do. It will show you any outstanding tasks that have not yet been completed by your employees. So that's tasks. Underneath that are a spot for advertisements. Advertisements come from your payroll provider to you. And advertisements here, you may see special things that your payroll provider can do on your behalf for an additional fee. You might see other uh, clients of theirs that have things that maybe you want, and you can check those out. You may also see an advertisement for the local cheesecake factory that has really good food. So advertisements feed from the payroll provider depending on what they do and do not want you to see. And then last but not least, on the home page, we have announcements. Announcements are things that feed from the payroll provider to you. And they are things that you, as the company owner or as the manager or as the payroll processor, need to know. So things like office closures. Our office will be closed for Thanksgiving. Please submit payroll a day early. Or cutoff times for processing. So you might see here payrolls processed after 4 p.m. Eastern Time will not be processed to the next business day. Things like that. So anything that your payroll provider wants you to see will be listed under announcements. And this is the home screen of Employer on the Go. And again, as I stated, it might look slightly different just depending on what your payroll provider has granted you access to or deemed that you do not need. But this is the general layout of the Employer on the Go home screen. Continue watching for detailed information on each part of the home screen. So stay with us